Hey guys, it is Wednesday, November 6th, and day after the election. Bitcoin's at 75,000. And this episode is really about what this election result means for Bitcoin. So I prepared a tweet, but before I get to my tweet, I just want to say if you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 20,000. I'm almost there on YouTube. So please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And let's go over, and we're going to use this tweet that I prepared. And I brought this tweet up in my Bitcoin First, in the Bitcoin First spaces. And I'm just going to read it over for you, and so you give a little sense. So what does this mean for Bitcoin? Well, for the first time ever, the government is not going to be openly hostile for digital assets. Now, we had hostility under Obama. We had hostility under Trump. We had extreme hostility under Biden and Gensler. And now, for the first time ever, we have a, if not pro-Bitcoin, certainly not anti-Bitcoin government that is shaping up. So that's the first thing. Second thing, it's very likely that banks will soon be able to custody Bitcoin. So remember Bitcoin's veto of SAB 121? Well, that is history. We have had exceptions like BNY Mellon, who have gotten an exception to SAB at 121, but it's very likely that all banks are soon going to be able to custody Bitcoin. And that's huge, because that means ultimately you're going to be able to buy Bitcoin right from your bank where you have all your money. So I think banks holding Bitcoin is a thing that's going to happen very quickly. Third thing is Gary Gensler is going to be gone, hasta la vista. What that means is that DeFi and crypto projects can really innovate, and Bitcoin can take the center stage in a world where you're really going to have multiple digital assets in this world. So I think in a world of multiple digital assets, that's good for Bitcoin. That means that Bitcoin, which is the digital gold, which is the new money of the new world, it can become the center of a whole range of digital assets, including stablecoins. So that's really good. Number 4 is there was talk about unrealized gains tax, which I thought was just crazy. That came up this year. That tax is just dead for the next 4 years. We're not having any unrealized gains tax. Tax rates are going to go lower, not higher. That's great for Bitcoiners. Number five is we'll probably see some kind of in-kind ETF right now. So if you look at these ETFs, right now they're cash settlement ETFs, which means you have to buy them with cash and you can trade them in for cash, but you can't fund them with Bitcoin. And that's probably going to change. You're probably going to have the ability to fund your ETF with Bitcoin, and ultimately without severe tax consequence either in the near future. Number 6, I think the U.S. is going to be implementing a Bitcoin strategic reserve. At a minimum, that's going to mean that the Silk Road Bitcoin and the other Bitcoin that we have confiscated will be put in a reserve and it won't be touched. That's at the absolute minimum. There probably will be some modest contributions to it. And I think that other nations are going to follow suit, and they're going to start stockpiling Bitcoin, just like central banks stockpile gold. Number 7, individual states are going to start their own Bitcoin reserves. So pension fund, for example, the state of Wyoming has this very large reserve fund. Alaska also has a big sort of reserve fund. Florida, the CFO, has already put some Bitcoin ETFs on the balance sheet. So it really will be that pension funds and other institutions are quickly going to get on board with adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. So I think this is incredibly powerful. Number 8, Advisor allocation. So I think TradFi is going to start seeing this as a coast clear for advisor allocation. So, really you have three pools of capital in this world. You have self-directed, that's a third. You have advisor, that's a third. And then you have pensions, sort of institutions, that's the third. We talked about institutions, but also the advisor market is going to be opened really for Bitcoin. And I think we're going to start seeing 3 to 5% allocations to Bitcoin for high net worth and a little bit below high net worth as well. So all advised managed accounts are going to start becoming more Bitcoin oriented. Number 9, this is a big one. Interest rates worldwide are going to go down in the short end. If Powell doesn't comply, he's going to be bullied out. We're going to start seeing a first interest rate cut tomorrow, I think. We're going to have a very, probably a 25 basis point cut, but I think we're basically headed down worldwide interest rates. And number 10, we generally have a soft economy, and we're going to be doing some cuts at the government level. These DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is going to cut spending, and that will keep inflation in check, and it's going to provide a cover for massive transformation of the system. So those are my 10 points. Guys, I am incredibly bullish here, and I'm incredibly bullish, and I think we're at the very, the best is yet to come, right? So we're at 75,000. I think we're headed much higher, not just in the short term, but as a long-term hold. I think Bitcoin couldn't be in a better position. If you like this podcast, again, please hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. It's easy. You'll get notified when I put my new podcasts out. I do look at your comments, so if you comment, I don't always respond to everything, but I look at every comment. So I really appreciate it. And also, hey guys, have a look at bigbitcoinbook.com. My coffee table book is out with Ben Sigmund, and boy, this book is amazing, I gotta tell you. You're gonna love this thing even more, as Bitcoin now is clearly gonna be the asset of the future. So you may wanna get this coffee table book, bigbitcoinbook.com. I'll put the link in the YouTube description. And again, have a great post-election event, and let's celebrate the impact this is going to have on Bitcoin. Talk to you guys later.